many of you know, I'm not just a landscape photographer, but I also do some macro photography, specifically water drop photography. A little while ago though, I entered one of the water drop images into the British Photography Awards, and it was one of 20 images that got shortlisted. There was then a public vote, which many of you were kind enough to give me your support, and I got down to the last four finalists in the macro category. And I've been invited to the awards, basically a dinner at the Savoy, which is happening in London tonight. So I'd really love it for you to come along with me. Let's go. So I'm here in London. I love London so much. I've got Trafalgar Square in the background here. It's a beautiful day and I'm excited about the night. I'm going to go and find my hotel. So this is my hotel room. It is one of the Premier Inn hubs. I don't know if you've heard about them, but they're basically little capsule rooms. You've got your bed here, sort of standard comfy Premier Inn bed, and then just this sort of little toilet stroke shower room. It's comfortable, it's very small, but literally all I need is the bed for tonight. I'm off again at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, so this will definitely fit the bill. Definitely not a sponsored post either by Premier Inn. I just like them. They're convenient and comfy and relatively cheap as well. It's a cosy little room. I don't want to stay in here for too long though. On the way down today, I've been thinking about photography competitions and just photography competitions in general, because as a rule, or as a general rule, I'm not really a very big fan of turning photography into a competition. I think over the years, there's been a lot of negativity in photography generally, and I'm definitely one that wants to make it inclusive and something that everybody can get into, something everybody can enjoy, particularly landscape photography, even macro photography, because it's accessible, you can do it on your own, you can get out, it gets you some exercise as well. So it's something I want everybody to get into, and that if you turn it into a competition, there is the very real risk of alienating people and excluding people from this art form. So you get lots of photography clubs and things, I do talks at them and things, but quite often I hear very negative things about them, because there'll be a little clique of people and they get together and they run a little competition, or they show each other their pictures and they pull the pictures apart in a very negative and unpleasant way. I think there is a real risk of that being the case with photography competitions. But over the last 6 months or so, I've entered a few photography competitions, one of which I'm now going to the awards dinner for tonight. But I think you should enter photography competitions actually, because the hard work it takes to create good photographs is something that should be celebrated. We celebrate hard work in other areas of art and life, but it doesn't always seem to be the case with photography. People look at a picture, they glance at it for a second, and that's it. And that, to create that picture, particularly a landscape photography picture or a wildlife picture or nature photography picture in general, it's taken a hell of a lot of work to create that. It's taken the time to travel there, get the camera gear together, get your knowledge together, the experience to actually then go and make the most of that very small moment that you had to capture that image. So I think by having these official competitions like British Photography Awards and Landscape Photographer of the Year, they are positive if you view them or if you treat them in the correct way. And it's about mindset really, because if you enter these competitions expecting to win, and you tie a load of emotion into that, you're almost certainly going to suffer some sort of rejection, and it's not going to feel particularly nice. Because when you get into the sort of the back end of these photography competitions, they get so many entrants. A photographer who is judging it will get sent thousands of images that they've got to look at, and it becomes a very subjective thing, and kind of rightly so that it is subjective, because photography is as a whole. So it's just depending on whether your image is noticed by a particular photographer at the right time. So there is an element of luck, essentially. So if you go into it with the whole emotional state riding on it, then you're going to come away probably disappointed and start to feel negative towards the competitions in general. I see that happening quite a lot, and that's not right, because I know some of the people involved in some of these competitions now, and they are great people, and they just love photography, and they want to celebrate it and encourage it as well. That's certainly the case with Landscape Photographer of the Year. And the thing is, it doesn't mean that if you don't win, then your photograph wasn't great. It very well may be the greatest photograph of all time, and it's just about entering it into another competition and in another competition until it gets noticed. So if you don't get selected in any particular competition, A, it doesn't make you a bad photographer, and B, it doesn't make that picture not great. It's a subjective thing. It's just the right place at the right time. And it's the old adage, isn't it? If you're not in it, you're not going to win it. So they're not expensive to enter a lot of the time. If you enter 3 or 4 a year, some that are out there are free as well. So I definitely think it's something worthwhile doing if you take it with a pinch of salt. So I think you should enter. Don't expect too much. If you then get shortlisted, just enjoy the moment. It doesn't really matter if you win, does it? Or does it? I'm filming this specifically before the awards tonight, because maybe if I don't win, then I might have a totally different opinion about it after this evening. So that's my thoughts about photography competitions for now. Right, time to get into the tux. There we go. How am I looking? Oh yes, scrub up all right, really, don't I? Right, let's go.
Lucian Harris for Field of Winds, and Keith Truman for Damselfly.
And the winner is
Lucian Harris.
Right, so I didn't win, but we did win the People's Choice Award. However, this guy here, Lucian Harris, won the main award, and I'm thrilled that he did, because I genuinely, and I said to his dad, who is filming this right now, before he won it, that I think it is the best picture, and it absolutely is, mate. Like,
cheers, man.
Absolutely brilliant picture. Lucian Harris Photography, please do give him a follow on Instagram, because his picture is stunning. It's just been a phenomenal night. Some great photographers in there, some great work as well, hasn't there? Just,
oh, it's been amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Off the hook.
Top night,
yeah.
It's really great to get to know you as well.
Yeah, and you.
Cheers, mate.
No worries.
I'm back in the office, a little bit bleary-eyed, but it was a great night. I am just so thankful to all of you that voted for me to help me win that People's Choice Award. It really means a lot, and it is a great honour. I was also really pleased just to be involved in what was a great celebration of photography. Just a couple of things to let you know about before we go. Firstly, I'm going to be talking at Gary Goff's studio on Tuesday, the 19th of February. I'd love it if you to come along. You can hear me talk. Few questions and answers, come and meet me and things. That'd be really great to see a lot of you there. So I'll put a link down below for you to get hold of some tickets. And secondly, I'm starting a new podcast with Gary Goff and Paul G. Johnson. We are calling it the Photo Nerds, and it's just basically us talking photography for an hour or so on each episode. We're going to put it out on YouTube and on podcasts. Everywhere you get your podcasts, it will be available. It's going to be going out on Wednesdays at 6 o'clock. Probably not this week, probably not this week coming, but the week after. We're just waiting for it to go live on the podcast to go live on iTunes, and then it will be out into the world for you to see. I want to start making more videos like this that sort of show behind the scenes of what I do day to day, rather than just the moments when I'm going out to do landscape photography. So if you want to see more, please let me know. Subscribe, like, do what you need to do, and I'll see you on another one very, very soon. I'm Adam, this is First Man Photography out.
Say